You know, in the Minnesota delegation, are they going to be right here in front?
So everyone, this is Mike Miller, our Director of Operations. I think most of you have talked to him before. He's going to talk to you about what we're standing on right now, which is obviously the podium.
Good morning. We're really completing our 4th week of our 6-week build-up period. And tomorrow will be the end of the 4th work week, and you can see where we are. I'm standing on the steps of the stage, which we call in convention parlance a podium. We call it the podium, and this is the podium. And you can see behind me just the shape it's taking. We will be releasing a rendering of this over the next few days with a more detailed description, but you can see the shape it's taking. And there will be a major video wall at the rear of this, and you can perhaps see some of the preparations for that now. And I'm standing on some steps. This has been an evolution of podiums for Republican conventions beginning in 1996. Prior to that time, they were what some people have called a battleship formation of a higher off-the-floor podium with a wall in the front, and people looked over the wall. Beginning in 1996, we've had various versions of a podium with steps, which give much more of an openness feeling instead of a closed feeling for those who are up there. This one is also, they've also come down lower and lower from the old days of 10 feet. The standard the last few times has been about 6 feet. This one's 4 feet off the concrete floor that you're standing on, which brings everything down closer to the people who are watching. So you can see up above you, your cameras won't show it, but the major speaker clusters have been hung since any of you were in here last week. So we now have the podium lights and the sound system. Our special audio is hung. The podium itself is taking shape. And over the next week, while we'll continue this, camera stands are going in. Side camera stands will be built. The rear camera stand is back there. The pool television camera platform just went in yesterday. And we'll move on forward to where week after next we'll really transform things, which that's when the chairs will go down on the floor, the state delegation signs, the carpeted aisles, which will be colorful, and a lot of decorations and color will go in the overall bowl of the arena. You'll also see at that time more signs going up on some of the media booths. You can see a few of them already. So that's perhaps a longer rundown than you really wanted, but if you have any questions, I'd be glad to take them.
How you doing on timing?
We're right on schedule, on time. Absolutely. Things are going so well, we wonder where the glitches are.
I missed your name.
Mike Miller, Director of Operations for the convention.
Mike, are you going to have a different thing for the night the nominee speaks like you did in New York?
Not that I can know of. If there's any change, it would probably be a minor modification, but we don't anticipate anything major like that. You know, that was a total planned reconstruction. We don't anticipate anything.
How much money is being spent in the technological upgrades to put down convention?
Technologically, I'd have to go get a budget breakdown on that. I don't remember the breakdown. So, yeah. It is all broken down, but I don't know.
Is there a ballpark figure for just the overall transformation costs?
Well, you know, ballpark figures we have, and this is all in the host committee budget, but our contractor, the general contractor, Freeman Company, runs around $10 million, but that's for a wide array of services that go beyond this bowl here. They go into River Center, they go outdoors for electrical, some other things. I would think for right here, you're talking more in the area of $1 million for staging and the complexities that go into it. Then David J. Nice Associates, our production company, has a separate contract of almost an equal amount of around in the, not 10 million, but a little, you know, maybe 7 or 8. So, but there again, that goes into a lot of things more than just what you see here. You know,
and does some of that get recouped then from networks paying for their space?
Networks pay for their own space. Absolutely, all of it. All of these broadcast positions are paid for by the users in full.
So does that pay back the $10 million or whatever they're free?
No, that's a direct payment to the contractor that bills them for doing that. Okay. We don't handle the money at all. You know, we're not middlemen on the media money. It's the provider, the contractor that we authorize, and they drew up the specifications, and those were released last December, and they've stuck to those prices and those specifications. And so a user, a media group or organization pays Freeman directly.
And the $10 million, does that come from the host committee? They raised $40
Yes.
million or whatever that comes out of that pot of money.
Can you just briefly address, like, from the tech perspective, between 04 and 08, what the differences are in the stadium, I mean, in the stadium area? What would be more cooler, I guess?
Well, 04, I'm trying to recall. Of course, on 04, as the questioner indicated a minute ago, for the last night, we did a major extension and had a theater sort of in the round where the president spoke. Now, he didn't speak in the round. He spoke in one direction towards the camera stand, but he was out there on a round stage with the presidential seal on it. We don't anticipate anything like that for the last night here. But as far as the podium itself, I think the steps may have been more rounded. Is that right, Greg? Or
they had a little shape to them. But
had a little more shape, but they were steps. They were 6 feet, about 6 feet off the floor instead of 4. But this screen will be larger than the screen we had last time. But essentially, another new feature is this screen will be high definition for the first time. That's never been done before.
So if we're 4 feet off the ground, how big is the stage?
Stage is about, well, at the back, before it narrows some, it's 51 feet across, and it's about 30 feet in this direction. Greg, is it 30 or 45 coming this way?
It's about 45 feet.
But that includes down to the bottom of the steps. So the full footprint, including the steps, would be about 50 by 45.
And the screen dimensions?
Screen is about 50 by 30. 30 feet high, about 50 across. Big screen.
Do you have any idea how that compares with New York? You said it's larger.
It's considerably larger, but I don't remember the dimensions of New York. Of course, you know, you can use the screen. You don't have to show the whole thing at one time. You can show portions of it from the projection room. So it's flexible.
Where are the balloons going?
Balloons go up in the catwalk in the rafters, and they come down from there. They go up the last week.
Going to test that out pretty thoroughly before the convention starts.
That's always checked out. We're good at balloons, by the way. A couple of conventions ago, MTV interviewed me, and I couldn't think of anything interesting for them to say, and I finally said, we're good at balloons, and they liked that.
How long will the tear down take?
Tear down is much faster than the build up, I'll guarantee you that. We have to turn the building back over by, I think, the 17th of September, and we'll beat that. But if you come in here the day after the convention in the afternoon, you'd be surprised at how much this has gone, how much has come down. And it's more fun to see it built than to see it come down.
All right, so any more questions? Nope. All right.